Audiobook Academy Biography presents Lonnie Johnson. Super Soaker Water Cannon inventor Lonnie Johnson is a former NASA and Air Force engineer. As a graduate of Tuskegee University's Nuclear Engineering School, Lonnie Johnson went on to work for the United States Air Force and NASA. Johnson's Super Soaker became a bestseller in the early 1990s after a few tinkerings with a high-powered water gun. His J-Tech is a heat-to-electricity engine that Johnson believes is the key to low-cost solar power, and he has been working on it ever since. Childhood, family, and education. On October 6, 1949, Lonnie George Johnson was born in Mobile, Alabama. Because of their occupations in the adjacent Air Force bases, his father, an Army veteran, worked as a civilian driver while his mother worked as a laundry and nursing assistant. It was a tradition for Johnson's parents to work the cotton fields of his grandpa during the summer months. Johnson's father was a competent handyman who taught his 6 children how to create their own toys out of both curiosity and necessity. Johnson and his father made a pressurized chinaberry shooter out of bamboo shoots when he was a little lad. Johnson was just 13 years old when he built a go-kart out of bits from a junkyard and raced it down the highway until he was stopped by police. To fulfill his childhood ambitions of being an inventor, Johnson experimented recklessly in his teens, often to the damage of his family's well-being. The eyes of Lonnie's baby doll were shut because he tore it apart to see what was causing them to close. When he tried to make rocket fuel in one of his mother's saucepans, the concoction burst, and he nearly set the house on fire. A child of legal segregation growing up in Mobile, Johnson attended an all-black high school, Williamson High School, where he was taught not to aim higher than the position of technician in spite of his precocious ability and creativity. Johnson, however, was inspired by the narrative of George Washington Carver, an African-American innovator, and continued to pursue his goal of becoming an inventor. Johnson, who was nicknamed the Professor by his high school friends, represented his school at a 1968 Junior Engineering Technical Society Science Fair in New Jersey, JETS. 5 years ago, Governor George Wallace stood in the auditorium doorway of the University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa, preventing 2 black students from enrolling. Only Johnson, a compressed air-powered robot dubbed the Line X, had been entered in the tournament, and it had taken him a year to build it from junkyard bits. Johnson took first place, much to the dismay of those in charge at the university. After the competition, Johnson recalled that the only words anyone from the institution spoke to him and his teammates were, "Goodbye and y'all drive safe now." Johnson attended Tuskegee University on a scholarship after graduating in 1969 from Williamson's final segregated class. A bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a master's degree in nuclear engineering were both awarded to him by the university in 1973. Inventions. Super Soaker. Following his service in the Air Force, Johnson became an influential member of the government's scientific community. He worked on the stealth bomber program while stationed at the Strategic Air Command. Before returning to the Air Force in 1982, Johnson worked as a systems engineer for NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory on the Galileo mission to Jupiter and the Cassini mission on Saturn. While he worked full-time, Johnson nevertheless found time to work on his own innovations. One of his favorite projects was a water-powered heat pump that didn't utilize Freon, but rather water. In 1982, Johnson developed a prototype and chose to test it out in his bathroom after completing it late at night. His bathtub was filled with a forceful spray of water once he pointed the nozzle at it and pressed the lever. Johnson's immediate and instinctual reaction was pure joy, which has now been enjoyed by millions of children throughout the world. Finally, in 1989, after 7 more years of experimenting and tireless sales pitching, Johnson sold his technology to the Laramie Corporation, ending his Air Force career. With more promotion and a name change, the Power Drencher failed to make much of a financial effect, while the Super Soaker became an enormously popular item. When the toy's sales topped $200,000 in 1991, it was consistently ranked as one of the world's top 20 best-selling toys. Thermoelectric energy conversion. Johnson Research and Development was created in the wake of the success of the Super Soaker and went on to collect numerous patents. Ceramic batteries and heatless hair rollers were 2 of the inventor's more commercially successful creations. Several other ideas, such as a dirty diaper that plays a nursery rhyme, fell flat. The developer behind the Johnson Thermoelectric Energy Converter, JTEC, wanted to create a heat engine that could more than double the efficiency of conventional technologies when converting solar energy to electricity. A successful version of the J-Tech could make solar power competitive with coal, allowing for the dream of efficient, renewable solar energy to come true. Initially encouraged by his pitches, Johnson eventually secured much-needed Air Force funds in order to continue working on his invention. Popular Mechanics awarded Johnson the Breakthrough Award for the JTEC in 2008. Further research and development is currently being carried out in conjunction with the Palo Alto Research Center, PARC, in the state of California. As a scientist, Johnson is one of the rarest of all, an independent innovator who works outside the scientific system. For all that he accomplished with his inventions and businesses, Johnson would still be remembered as one of the greatest inventors and entrepreneurs of his day. If he succeeds in developing the JTEC, Johnson will be remembered as one of the driving forces behind the current green technology revolution, and he will be a household name. NASA's Paul Warboz summarized the significance of Johnson's work this way: "This is a brand new technological family. It's like finding a whole new continent all of a sudden. What you don't know, but you want to find out, has a strong possibility of being the greatest thing on the planet." Private life. The Georgia Alliance for Children is chaired by Johnson, who also serves on the board, and he is a member of the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, a mentoring group for high school and college students. He was inducted into the Alabama Engineering Hall of Fame in 2011 and is a living legend in the state. As a result of Hasbro's acquisition of Laramie Corporation a decade earlier, Johnson was awarded $73 million from the company in 2013. From 2007 until 2012, the inventor requested extra royalty payments. His 4 children are the product of his marriage to Linda Moore. They live in Atlanta, Georgia's Ansley Park area. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.